Alright, and welcome back to Snack Play Love, where today we are going to experiment with gambling in the Kaladesh Remastered Draft Challenge. Now, as everybody online has pointed out, the prizes for this are absolutely atrocious because you keep playing until you reach 2 match losses, which is kind of like the best of 3 draft is normally. You pay in with 15,000 gold, which is basically 3 weeks worth of gold in the quests, give or take. And if you only get one win, well, if you get 0 wins, you get nothing. Diddly squat. You get your 3 packs that you opened, which is terrible because that's exactly what would happen in the 10,000 gold draft. Only you would get prizes here. You get 2,000 for 1 win, 4,000 for 2 wins, 7,500, which is half your stake back, then 10,000, 15,000, finally recouping at 5 wins, and 20,000 gold. Now, you do get packs, but these are packs of Kaladesh, and in Arena, you can't really use packs for anything. So you open them, you get the cards, that's great. But at this point in the format, you've probably cashed in the old wildcards for the things you actually wanted. So these are essentially packets of wildcards to replace the wildcards you used and fill in the gaps that you haven't actually drafted yet. Ideally, I think we'd hit 3 wins. We get 12,000 gold worth of packs and 7,500 gold prizes. Realistically, we're going to be trying to get to this. This will make me happy. This will be 10,000 gold worth of packs and gold, and we will have only spent an extra 5,000 for the privilege of playing in their funny little event. But the important thing is they haven't done this before. They haven't done a draft one. They haven't sort of realised that the draft prizes need to be a little bit more interesting. The constructed pile, people have been there testing their homebrew constructed decks and being all serious about them for quite a long time. But in draft, if you open a brilliant rare that says, I am definitely in these colours, and then you get past a couple of cards that say you are definitely in those colours, but the two people to your right have also opened very similar rares and taken very good things out the packs in those colours, then suddenly you could dry up and you are sitting there ignoring your early picks and thinking, well, what's gone wrong? But that is drafting. And hopefully we find some interesting cards. And hopefully we find a nice spot, because we want to be looking for the magical pick 4. We want to be looking, the 3 people, half of the table have seen this pack, and these are the cards that they have decided that they do not want. Are we ready? We are ready. But the worst comes to worst, it's gold. I haven't outlaid any money for this. I have just hoarded some time. So we're exchanging 1.5 of my favourite best of 1, because this is best of 3. This is why I'm waiting until the house is empty and I can concentrate, because sideboarding is a thing. We don't recognise any of those names. We've got some zeros. Okay, I'm going to put it on big so I can read it as well. Metallic Mimic is just a nice, good open first pick. The Gearshift Ace is fine in vehicles and aggressive. I love Glimmer of Genius. I put that in standard decks at the time. Revoke Privileges is solid removal. Daring Demolition is very solid removal. So I think the best cards in this pack, not the non-obvious fun things and aren't massively open, are white and are black. So, I mean, Aether Theorist as well. That's a nice early play. I wouldn't want to first pick that. I would first pick one of these cards that can, in theory, win the game for us. But I have a suspicion that black and white will be the most picked things to our left. So we should bear that in mind when we look at the rest. That said, there's 2 very good white cards here. Vehicles control have flying and a nice big flyer. There is a Scrapper Champion though. That's a nice aggro card, and the red in that pack we passed wasn't amazing. There's an Ether Poisoner even, that is good. They've taken the rare from this pack, so that tells us nothing about what our passer is into. But there's 4 very good white cards. I think we're going to be putting the people to our left into white, which means that red-white aggro is not an option, really, for us if we want to see reasonable stuff in Pack 2. I don't think we're passing the best cards. I think we're taking good things. See, no, that would be good for us. It's a pardon me, relatively good vehicle in any deck. We could choose human or artificer as our creature type at the moment. I love the Bastion Mastodon. I absolutely do. The cavalry is very good. I don't think we want to take it this early. Is it just a Daredevil Dragster? I think it is. I think we stay a little bit flexible. I'd love to have taken that green thing. Now, that says the nobody to our right in the 3 peaks is really green-white, ignoring the fact that the first person's probably taken the rare. This says that the improvised strategies are most likely to be open, but there isn't actually that much else in the pack that says to me, I need this card. I would rather have this than that. For the extra 2 turns, in theory, mana, often take a lot longer. Realistically, if you're in an improvised deck, which is probably blue-black, you were playing this on the same turn as that, so this is much better. But I don't think we are. I don't think we're improvising. Mind you, we've got 3 artifacts already, but we'll take the good elephant and we'll see what happens. The other ones should come back later, but I don't like taking elephant that early, but it is solid. What is its creature type? Artifact. No, elephant. As usual, I am coughing away as I am talking, and I apologise for that. Do we look at who's at the table? Do we look see if we've got any game with fame? No. This person's taking their time over the picks like we are, which is good. Possibly because somebody else is taking time. These are snapping. But that's fine. Oops. So, Skyship Plunderer is very good. We've passed a little bit of decent blue, but I don't mind taking that and seeing what's happening, because that gives us energy, it gives us +1/+1 counters. This deals with both. Chandra's Revolution is a very nice removal spell, but it's also a common. If we have the chance to take a decent uncommon, we probably should. Salivating Gremlin is just power with all of the artifacts we've got at the moment. I do prefer both of these. Are we just ignoring the Plunderer and taking a green card? I mean, we might be ignoring the champion, but there's so many gremlins coming around that I feel... because these are better cards, but this goes better with what we've got. But are we not respecting the fact that green is open here? I think I take that, because that goes with what we've got. A Sweatworks Brawler is very nice. I'm happy that that came. Mind you, no, that's not coming back. That's still before our pack, so there's a chance of getting another one of these in a second. Sack an artifact, it gets a boost. I'm not really a fan of that. Leaving the dust, however, that's decent. Maybe that green pack was a weird pack. Maybe the green player really didn't want their pump spell. Actually, pardon me, Armorcraft Judge being there just says Golgari's open, doesn't it? That doesn't say green's open. That says +1/+1 green is open, which is usually in black green. So that may have been a mistake on my part. But it is playable because this gets counters, and that causes things that have counters to get more counters. So hopefully we will be getting counters. How many Sweatworks Brawlers is too many? When we're playing lots of artifacts, I think 3 is probably enough. But Pedal, we may see none in the next 2 packs. Sometimes that just happens. Usually you open between 3 to 5 of the commons. Or is it? No, 2 to 5 of the commons, I think, in the pools, depending on how the packs are sorted on Arena. I genuinely don't know how they collate. In paper, it's very different. In draft simulators, it's usually impossibly different. That is exactly what we wanted, and probably what we should have taken over that funny green card. But the fact that that's come back round suggests that red artifact strategies are fairly open, and that's the pinging puzzle knot. That does 1 damage, so that is removal. That is a 1-cost creature, or 2-cost creature, and that is an artifact we're not playing. So we'll put the intruder in. Oh, the gremlins came back. It didn't matter. Right, Life Crafters is very good green artifact. I'm going to highlight that for the moment. We don't really have a definite second colour. The Arborback Stamper is unexciting but good. Do we just want a Whirlmaker in this? It is very slow. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. I think that's just too powerful. I think we're just taking the bad rare and we're living with it. Gonti, Jesus Christ. We know the person to our left is not in black. That's a free card from the top of your opponent's library of your choice. That's their best card. Another Skyship Plunderer helps us in our energetic counter-putting things, but Quicksmith with all these artifacts might be slightly better. Ether Chaser is very good. Yeah, it's only a second pick, so that's... How blue are we? Not that blue. I think we take this Quicksmith Genius and we hope that we get some things. That's a 1-mana 2/3 because we're going to have an artifact. This is a reason to be artifacts. This is our finisher. Unblockable Lad. Much as I would love a 1-mana 2/3. Yeah. Sorry. So that is a very good reason to be blue. So now we can start respecting our blue cards a lot more. I'd love an artifact implement of examination, but Malfunction is definitely a higher pick than that. Malfunction is good at every point in the game where they have a creature or an artifact, and that is most of the game. It gets rid of a blocker so you can win. It gets rid of an attacker so you cannot die. It gets rid of a flyer so that you can get in the air, so on and so forth. We don't really have many flyers. We have a lot of menace. We have a lot of trample. There's another barricade breaker. Now, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we didn't take the thing that makes the artifacts. Maybe that's a little better. I'm not playing a counter spell in an aggressive deck like this. One of those to go alongside the Gearseeker Serpent. I am happy with that. Now we're waiting for packs from the other direction. That's cool. I'm fine. So I don't think Metallic Mimic is doing as much as I thought. We're choosing a human or artificer at this point. Or both. Bouncy Fun Times is very good, but we need a bit of removal. We don't have that. And that's 2 to face as well. Yeah, that's 2 to face. I'd love another Salivating Gremlins, but they came so late. Yeah, destroy target artifact in this set is destroy something good. I would love an Ether Theorist, but the first destructive tampering is better than that. I mean, we're late game blue. Fatal Push at this point? Are you kidding? Is nobody taking the black removal? Should we be taking the black removal? Honestly, I don't think we're splashing black. The Gonti and the Fatal Push make me think we should, but I'm taking this because that's playable without any black. The Whirlmaker came back. That is very good. Frontline Rebel's not quite as good as that. The Monster Truck is fine. Why are people passing that? But I'm taking the Whirlmaker because we've got improvised strategies. I don't want a Pillar Bug over something I'm definitely going to play. Can't block artifact creatures is a pain. How are we doing for creatures? We're doing all right. I'll take that. Need some flyers. I'm probably not playing the Fireweaver. We'll see how many we get. And another Drake. Putting that in the sideboard for the moment, because I don't like not being able to block artifacts. So black was definitely open. We didn't pass many black cards, but I don't think many were. Fragmentize is really good. Okay, Aetherworks Marvel. Let's read the card. When a permanent you control is put into a graveyard, you get lightning. Pay 6 lightning to look at the top 6 and cast a spell without paying its mana cost. Now, unless you're doing a shitload of energy strategies, then this isn't good. But there are no really good red cards in this pack at all. Veteran Motorist is the best red card. It's red-white. This is probably the best card for that. But there is also Draw a Card, and there is also Leaving the Dust to draw a card. I think I would rather have the Bounce Draw a Card. Mobile Garrison is very good in improvised strategies, but we don't have the cards to go with it. I'm talking a bit faster just because there's not much time. But I think this is a first pick, Leaving the Dust. Aetherworks Marvel is fab, but we're not using the energy for anything. Let somebody else have fun. Minister of Inquiries is the mill deck, which is fine. Somebody's taking the red cards. Well, no. We opened the other pack. What are you saying? Implement of Malice does nothing. These are 2 counter spells that do nothing. Do we want a 1 mana blue card? It gives us energy to start with, because we haven't got many sources of getting energy for this Scrapper Champion, to be honest. I think that's where the colours have dried up, the energy is dried up. Revoke is clearly the best card in this pack in a vacuum, but we are not drafting in a vacuum, we are drafting in a house. So I'll take the Minister. It gives us a little bit of mill inevitability. Another Barricade Breaker, an Improvise blue spell. I think those came in the same pack last time. Somebody took the Gremlin, actually. That's interesting to note. Somebody is red Gremlins. Prophetic Prism would be fabulous, but I don't think you can take it over a Windkin Raiders at this point. Wow, 4th of those in the draft, and that's an uncommon. Some brilliant green-black here. Golgari is open in this direction. The Woodweaver's Puddle Lot is 3 life and 3 energy to us. We do not get the payoffs for it being green. It's possible we want that, but it's also possible we just want another Barricade Breaker. And I think I'm more willing to take that and see what happens. The deck is too heavy. We've got too many playable cards already. If we look at our curve, it's all over the place. We're presuming that we're going to have Improvise, so they're probably more there. But I don't know. That other elephant didn't come back, though. That other early pick elephant. That's interesting. Somebody else values them. Trophy Mage gets us a Pillbug, a Lifecrafter's Diary, the Dragster, and the Whirlmaker. That's probably worth it. It's draw your favourite 3-cost artifact. The goggles actually would do stuff in this deck because we have a bunch of these human artificers. But the reason people take it and have so many in the decks is because that is common. Bastardon is here. How many artifacts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we just like a big guys deck? I don't like this in best of 3 as a strategy. Really don't. But that is always 5. That is sometimes not 5. What did we take? Gear 6, 7. That's alright. That's what I meant to do. Renegade map. That's perfect. That's what we want. We could even play 1 swamp for our lifelink on our bug if we want it. How many Hinterland Drakes? This is such a weird pile. Yeah, now we've got the map and stuff. I'm more tempted by that. This pack's not for us. A Mobile Garrison. Although So Lathnus Sailback, we haven't got any of those, and they would fill a gap in our deck. That came back round. Wow. Okay. So draw a card, they sack a card. I don't think we want any of this. I'm going to put a Cathartic Reunion in the sideboard. That's artifact removal should we need it. Yeah. And the puzzle knots are going ridiculously, mate. If it turns out we are an energy deck, we can put those in. But this is reasonable. A very weird sort of blip in the curve here because, oh my god, we actually got the Inventive Goggles back. I was kind of being a bit sarcastic when I said that's a common, it will come back. Underhand designs. That must be terrible. It's an uncommon. Wow. Now, we don't want to jump straight in. We want to have a little think about this. Let's put the Thanksgiving sleeves on because that gives nothing away about our deck other than we have paid attention to the shop. What is it? Are you... I don't know. Imp. Don't click done. All right, let's go into the real deck building mode. So that's not coming in. If we put everything that we could possibly play in, 3 cards, brilliant. Metallic Mimic, choosing a creature type. How many Artificer do we have? So I'm going to just find artifacts. So we have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't realise that was an Artificer as well. Possibly should have got the second one of those. I can't remember what I took over it. Possibly the Sweatworks, actually. But they're all humans anyway. So if we were to declare... we then add the Trophy Mage and the Skyship Plunderer. We didn't get another Skyship Plunderer, but we don't have very many ways to add energy. Making the... where's it gone? Oh, Scrapper Champion's an Artificer as well. That's pretty cool. Making that one of our least good cards, even though we took it early, and it kind of guided our thinking. I don't want to main deck the Ruinous Gremlin. I maybe don't want to do that. So our 1-drops are both artifacts that do stuff for us. We possibly don't want to activate the Renegade Bat. I don't think we have any Revolt. Oops, typey. We do not. So we don't get bonuses for it leaving, but we get bonuses for it being there to improvise. If we drop both of those on turn 2, then we can cast that on turn 3 if we've got red. We only got 1 malfunction, which means the table was valuing it, which is good. We only got 1 Whirlmaker style effect, which means that whoever else was playing has probably got the red-blue guy that makes the little things that do everything and make everything better. Metallic Mimic can stay in. The Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot is an artifact, but so we've already got quite a lot of artifacts. Fireforgers does stuff. Woodweavers gives us the energy in 3 life. Maybe we put it in afterwards. I don't know. The Pillar Bugs, I maybe want to leave 1 in for the moment if we're looking at our creature count. Scrying 1 every turn, I'm absolutely fine paying 3 mana for that. With the Improvise and so on and so forth. The Daredevil Dragster, Crew 2. So who is going to be able to drive this? The Plunderer. Let's get rid of Cathartic Reunion for the moment. The Intruder probably can't. Fireweaver probably can't. The Drakes can. Trophy Mage can. So there's a lot of 3-cost things that can do it, but not really that many 1-cost things. I'm going to leave Whirlmaker in at the moment. Mastodon, 2 of those. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 artifacts. Reckless Fireweaver with 11 artifacts is probably fine. So maybe we'll leave that in there. I'm not going to be sacking these artifacts. These are solid artifacts. If we're making things with the Whirlmaker and pinging out loads of oh, what's it called? Not improvise, the other one. Then we could do that. I don't think I have any of that. Never mind. I think somebody was picking those highly, yet we got that random green card that triggers them all, but never mind. So I don't think we're sacking artifacts, so we'll take that out. We're doing 22 creatures at the moment. We're way above what we should have. Hinterland Drake is fine, but it could be a liability in some matchups, so best of 3 we take it out for game 1. Take one of them out, not both. Trophy Mage can fetch these 3 things, so we've got a beta draws us cards. We've got some Thopter making for the end of game, and we have some triggering. I may want to put 1 green in for the Renegade map. Maybe a thing. I'll have a think. We'll see where we go. We were heavy at the force for some reason. Oh, the Gremlin's fine. Quicksmith's fine. Disruptive Trampling. Yeah, everything else. I mean, here's too heavy. I think maybe we drop to 1 Gear Sinker and 1 Barricade. Yeah, I think. Does OBS pause on this version? I can't see how you would pause recording. No, should have looked at that before. We'll just knock up a quick version of the deck and then we will run in. I don't think we want 21 creatures. That seems excessive. So let us drop down to 3 here. Let us keep our lovely 5 drops. Drop 1 Sweatworks Brawler. Do we have too many 3-cost creatures? Maybe. I'm fine with 18, to be honest. And most of our non-creatures are artifacts that do shenanigans. So, right, let's separate out the removal. So I don't think we have much of it at all. I think the table was very much valuing the removal. We possibly should have taken that common does 4 damage spell. But there's a very good chance that we're playing substandard removal, like leaving the dust. Yeah. I think our removal is our fat guys. And the fat guys will be chunking away. Because improvise we have to tap the things. Gear Seeker Serpent, we don't have to tap the things. But we have to pay 6 to activate its ability. So it's going to be very interesting. This is the problem with playing with the chat on. I can't really sort of go, oh, what do you think the 6 removals are? Skip the deck building. Go to the start game screen should you wish to miss all this. I genuinely can't remember how you pause OBS though. I know on the new version of Streamlabs you should be able to pause the recording. But maybe I'm just one short on the updates. In fact, we can have it as 3 videos. This was the building video. Skip to the next video for the games. Bye.